pretty good. You biased Caster boy coming out to watch the Chiefs again. I'm feeling pretty good. They won the previous game in a very, very good showing. I'm happy to be seeing them again.
Definitely. So we've just got server still filling up here. Timer hasn't actually started yet. Got the candy cane there for people. I will roll into the map now so you can all see that candy cane before it starts. Here we go. Candy cane going a very opposite direction this time. Finally, we're not seeing the left to right or right left candy cane. We've got a southwestern facing candy cane starting all the way at Kaminsky there, finishing off over mill base.
If there's one thing I'm bringing with me from this cast, is calling this a candy cane. But yeah, the big story here is, once again, kind of like last game, but to a much greater degree, is it's going to be really hard to get to that northwest edge this time around. But that means that Georgia Full, we're probably not going to be seeing that 3-team split there in southern Georgia. You're probably going to be seeing maybe 1 or 2 teams get cars near like Rozak and drive there or something. But as far as teams contesting Georgie, 1, maybe 2 will make it there, and that means that these other locations on the map will need to have, especially as Nye, as I'm looking at, we'll probably need to have some more teams. But what I saw last game was teams not dropping anywhere exactly on the flight plan, and I hope that changes this game. A place like Isnaya and Mansion being dropped, because if they don't drop these spots, there's not going to be much left for them to loot, and they're going to have another rough early game if they don't drop on the flight plan.
Yeah, definitely. Like the last game, we saw Shelter, Prison, Pachinki, and even Gatka pretty much being left alone. Chiefs then realizing Gatka was empty and Critical rotating into Gatka there.
Yeah, they got all the Gatka to themselves, and it takes a long time to loot that, but if you can get some cars, which they were able to, that is a whole lot of loot they can get for themselves. Gatka this time, though, going to be a little bit harder to drop to. I'll be curious to see where the Chiefs go this time around. Drops are now coming out. We see one group, the boys in pink. I believe that is Squad 16, if my horrible memory is correct. They'll be getting the Kameshki Stalber split. Pretty good for them. And it looks like we're not going to be having... Well, I guess, no, we kind of are having the same problem. The Popka and Mansion, once again, no one's dropping there. And Prison, once again, no one's dropping to these great spots that are on the flight plan.
Indeed. We've even got, like... Oh, no. So, it looks like Tedesco and the Tainted Mines team heading to Milta there. We've got Edge and the Chiefs heading out to...
It's like Eastern Yaz Reddit compound split. Like Chris is kind of on his own.
Yeah, Chris just on his own there, and then you got... But they're really on top of... Like, look how close we've got Spaghetti Tech and Edge from Chiefs here. And we've even got the guys from Pathogen also very close. Could see
and
some
Spaghetti
early...
Tech.
Yeah, we could see a very close... And we've got 10 taking shots at Electricity here. So we've already got Kingdom Gaming Electricity passing each other. One person from had a gun. And then, as I said, Squad 17 is taking shots at guys in the sky here. Saber Oz and Walk Daddy from the Dark Green, which I think is... I think they've even gotten someone. Yeah, Crave the Ruin is on the ground. So Squad 8.
Oh, no. They're dropping literally in the middle of nowhere. But look at this zone. Okay, so we had a flight plan that favored the east and south side. Where's the zone? Literally as far away from the flight plan that we could get. You could not push this any more north. It's gonna go north. We might even get a Zargi circle, but there's about like a 30% chance, I would say, that we end up in the south near Everest. Besides that, there's going to be no one ready for this zone. We're going to have another low loot game as teams are scrambling to get into the zone.
Indeed, yeah. We've got, like, especially these teams down here at Mill and at Novo. They're going to have to make a very early push for this to get to that zone. And then the thing is, they have to go through 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 squads to get up there.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. Although, also at the same time, if you're on the southwest side, you could theoretically boat. It's not impossible. It's just going to be the longest boat ride of your life.
Yeah, we've got Rafi and his team over here. Squad 20, which is the archaic team. They can easily just grab a boat and just swing straight up that western bank, straight up into George, or even up to Zaki, and then just play it safe from there. We've got Critical from Chiefs so far away from the rest of his team here, and there's 3 squads all within spitting distance on Yaznova right now.
And I wanted to talk about that a little bit as well, because Crit being away from the rest of his team tells me that the Chiefs are not looking for a fight. And actually, I do see that Potato has found himself a bike. So they do have 2 of the 4 required seats that they need to get out of here with vehicles. But if there's a fight that happens, or if the Chiefs decide to push through Yaznaya, that's just going to be a mistake. So they're probably just going to sit here, loot very conservatively on this east side, then try and secure some vehicles to get out of here. That being said, with reduced loot, they're going to have trouble doing that.
We've got Textile from Squad 4 here, taking some shots at Keaton Fox from Spaghetti Tech. He didn't land any, but he has told them he's there. Although I'm assuming these teams all know exactly that they're there. Like, they would have seen when they were dropping, they would have seen the shoots. They had to see each other all sitting there.
Yeah, and last time we saw Spaghetti Tech Squad 22 play in a situation like this, they played super weird. Like, just, they don't care how much loot they get. They're just going to be like, all right, we're going to play really safely, and we're going to try to, like, just walk into someone just by chance. They're already seeing that again this game. They're playing very, very close, very conservatively, and they're ceding a lot of loot in favor of safety. This time, though, they're getting away with it. They got those 3 apartments they dropped on. They have this little city block, but they're still going to be losing out the loot battle compared to the guys on Squad 4, compared to the guys on Pathogen. So it's a bit more successful this game, but we'll have to see if they run across someone. It'll probably be Vasily if anyone is run across. Because if they don't, then there's going to be the same spot as last game. This conservative play will just be punished once again.
Yeah, that is, yeah. As we can see, the 22 are spread out more. Like, they're definitely, they're not all just cuddling in a building this time. They are actually breaking out, getting some guns, getting some backpacks, getting some armor. But you look at Squad 4 and Squad 3, like Textiles team and Edge with the Chiefs there, they're so much more spread out, taking out way more loot. Critical and going way off on a vehicles. And then P Potato and Champs also getting on a bike and getting out of there, leaving Edge on his own. Once again, they're looking for a fight. As we say that, Squad 22 taking very long-range shots at them.
Oh, Keaton. Yeah, Keaton's pushed across the road and is fighting Vasily. He's prone in a very rough spot, but his team are able to back him up. Vasily in a lot of trouble, literally one shot, prone behind this wall. Keaton's able to finish him off. Textile not able to provide any support. That player is finished off. Now Textile left here on the side of the road trying to fight these players off, but he's in a really rough spot behind this tree. He needs to get out of here, realizes that, gonna be putting his gun away and running away, bobbing and weaving with shots hitting behind him. He will get down, not getting out of this. Resolve does get it down to Johnny Bravo during this time, but that's a very, very easy res. The strategy from Spaghetti Tech helping them a lot more this game than it did previously.
And as we say that, the team, the Resolve coming in here, dropping 2 spokes and trying to pick up Textile here to try and get him out of there. Spaghetti Tech pushing aggressively there. Keaton Fox pushing and Spaghetti 69 watching very close. Taking shots from Yeti Aztec. He's trying to push them back. He's trying to just put some covering fire down. Make the Spaghetti Tech guys think twice about if they really want to try and chase that kill. And it looks like they're not. Looks like they're going to back off. You know, they've picked one off. Edge calling Critical. As you can see, Critical coming back in. So Edge has obviously called Critical back in saying, hey, there's action going down here, mate. I might need your help.
Yeah, it looks like he has been able to find a bike, but Critical just coming back. This area is already looted, so he's either trying to do this to be safe or his teammates called in some loot that he probably will want here. Nah, he's just calling Edge back, saying, all right, get back here with the bikes here. We just need to get out of here. I'm wondering where his teammates are, though. Oh, my God, they are so far away. They're in the center of the zone, though. So, hey, if they can link up there near Zarky, that'll feel pretty good for them. Yeah,
so the other 2 Chiefs boys, as you can see, they are straight up on the map. They're straight up going white for Zarky. They've stopped quickly for some loot. We're also seeing that Yeti, Aztec, and Resolve have just jumped out and left. They've left Squad 22 behind. As we say that, Progdog and Giselle coming in here from Squad 14.
5?
Yeah, 14. Aftermind, yeah, coming in, pushing it. They're actually going to pursue. Look, they're actually chasing Critical and Edge here. Do they know they're there, or are they just they're just looting? I think. I don't know if they're actually chasing.
They're rotating. They're trying to get around here to a safer spot on the map. Critical motion along outside Edge, though, going east, playing this pretty safely. They probably found a car, or maybe Edge needs some loot. Either way, this is going to slow them down a whole lot. Yeah, Edge does have a car, so he'll be able to get out of here soon. But leaving Champs and Potato alone in the center of the circle is going to be a relatively dangerous play.
Definitely is. And then we've got the Attendant Mines team here with Tedesco, Special K, and Freeze K all just taking it very from Squad 5 here. Or Tedesco, sorry, on his own from Squad 5. Very close to Squad 14 there, very close. He's going to push straight up past school. Squad 7 all set up in apartments right now. They're not... Are they still looting? No, they're not. They're all just sitting.
Let's go ahead and look at the map right here. We have
Yeah.
quite a few teams that have made their way into the center of the zone. The Chiefs, one team we talked about doing that quite a bit. Squad 21 as well. The boys on average, Aussie blokes claiming a very, very centralized compound. And lastly, we have Squad 2 who just got a kill onto one of the EXT boys trying to make his way to Jaki.
Yeah, Muzu
They're
taking
still
out Duffy
looting
there.
northern. Yeah, really good shots from him. They're still looting northern Georgie though. And the thing about cities is that you don't want to be in cities in the late game. They can be very, very easy to enter and very, very hard to leave. And we're kind of seeing that right now because they decide to sit here in the bidding and not center. Yeah, they're able to take out Jaqui's partner, but they don't have the compound that Jaqui is in, and arguably that's more valuable.
Yeah. And we've also got the other Extracity player way off on shooting range here. So the Extracity team really spread out right now. No one's able to cover each other. If any of them get picked off, as we just saw, no one's able to help them out. It's sort of just a game over. And as we say that, the two mind game passing by Champs and Piers Potato. Champs taking shots at mind game here from Extracity. Car is smoking. He's landing quite a few shots on it. I don't think he will manage to actually knock that car out though. Yeah, no, the car will get over the hill and get to safety.
Dacia is awkward in a lot of different ways, but one thing it does provide is decent speed and decent protection, so he will be able to get on here.
Critical motion is very close to No Frank from Extracity. He is going to pursue him too.
Uh-oh.
They are beeping horns at each other. Critical motion not hanging around though. Extracity jumping out, trying to take some shots, not landing him and getting back into his car. And Critical's saying, I'm having none of that. I'm just going straight to the rest of my team. Yeah. I will see you at the end zone.
Just gonna be taking off a little bit of lead that landed in his body with him. And I don't know where Edge is actually. Edge is actually blue tanking right now.
He's blue tanking in that same compound where Critical dropped him. He's now he's got 7 booths total, and as I say that, my game has just frozen.
Uh-oh. Shall I radio show this one?
Yeah, you might need a radio show just for a moment. Looks like the game has frozen.
All right, well, the shrink's about 3/4 of the way that done. Most of the teams have made their way to the center of the circle at this point. There's still Squad 19 and as well as Squad 9. They're on the south side of the current zone. That's going to be Venga Boys and Oddity Esports if you're fans of those guys. But those are pretty much the only 2 guys that are on the south side. The rest of the teams that are in play are either way late in blue tanking and are going to try to find a way to sneak in on the edge, or they're already in the center. And let's just count squads right here. Of our 19 I think that of all of them, there's a group, squad 4 pathogen. The Chiefs side as well as 12, the guys from Extracity. Those are the 2 squads that are feeling pretty good about this. The rest of these guys are going to need to get further in the zone, as with how much water is in play, as well as the southwest side, that big old field. There's a whole lot of nothing that squads can actually play from this new zone. It's going to be very, very awkward. All right, as this is happening out, though, a couple of teams will be moving on in. Resolve crossing on by, the Chiefs pressuring that move there. Teams are actually all driving across this field to teams as well. Still tell would be just fine. Actually making their way in as no one's actually taking a shot. It looks like the squad boys on this make their way quite soon. They're gonna get pretty late in this northwest squad. The guys on our relatively seems feeling pretty good. Zone the Chiefs Gorway mines. A little bit late to the fun here. Edge, water pressure on Squad Chiefs side. Driving on by, but no shots toward them. Yeah, the Chiefs now spotting them out, though. Shooting one player out, forcing them to stop, but there's a whole lot of nothing for them to work with. 3 players all crowding behind one tree. It is just Chopardal who is up, and that's going to be that squad. Squad 15 going down in 19th place. Yeah, nah, saying, well, yeah, nah, to their own life. Getting knocked out real rough there. While this is going on, more squads making their way on the edge. Squad 11 playing a gatekeeper role, but it looks like that big Dong Palm and the rest of his team will be able to make their way in past that. But it's kind of a lot of the same as though. We're seeing a lot of teams that are trying to transition in on these vehicles. They're just running into so much trouble. We're going to see it again here as they roll right on past Squad 21. Somehow going to be okay there. Although, as I said, they're getting pinched between 2 different squads. All right. All right. My game just crashed. My game just crashed as well. It looks like there might be something going on with the
Yeah, I'll come
game
back in and
client.
explain. PUBG just pushed a patch. They just pushed a 65 megabyte patch to everyone. I just checked the patch logs. So mid-tournament, we've had a patch pushed out by PUBG.
And I also crashed as well, so we have no one left that is in game.
It looks like I can rejoin though. It looks like it's letting me rejoin. I'm wondering if any of the players got knocked out then as well.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Get our producer, because I know he's listening in. I'll get him just to go and check the Discord and see if this game has been I'm failing to connect to that server now and failing to connect to the servers, the PUBG servers now. I tell you what, stream, we are going to just take a quick intermission, sort out these tech issues. We'll be back with you as soon as we can be. I'm Hyperion, with joined by the awesome Steel here. We'll be back very soon. Sit tight and we'll talk to you soon. And we're back here with the PUBG Global Invitational 2018 Oceania Qualifiers Group 1. I'm Hyperion, joined by Seal, fading out the music here now. Sorry about that, we had a technical issue where the patch crashed us out. Looks like
there was a patch.
There was a patch mid-game that crashed us out, as you would have seen by the robot there, just as we finished up the stream and took a break. Coming back in now, pulling up the map. Still got 15 teams alive here, 39 alive with Tainted Minds pushing between 4 teams there. 4 teams on Tainted there. We've also got Chiefs holding the zone as usual with Electricity beside them, but Tainted Minds really not yeah. I think they run there.
Oh my god, Gorwin Subslayer just in the open taking shots. I think that might actually make it work. They got a couple of downs onto the boys of Pathogen. They get it work somehow. They're somehow not dead yet.
They got Yeti Aztec resolved right close to Galway there. Galway taking shots, trying to make a play
just
here.
Resolve.
It's just resolve.
Alright, Resolve versus Subslayer.
He's got Textile behind him. Oh no, Textile. Resolve gets a shot on Galway though.
Subslayer trying to find an angle. There's a lot of grass in the way. The grass is literally the only cover that's actually being afforded to Tainted Minds. He spots Resolve moving here though on the right side. We have to watch on that angle. Resolve with that DP though, getting a lot of shots into Sub, but Sub will be there to clean it up. Pathogen getting eliminated, but Tainted Minds, man, they got 2 players there. Joshy almost bleeding out, and Tedesco off in the distance as well, barely in the zone. And keep in mind, you did mention that there were 4 squads nearby, and that is still true. There is still Squad 19 that is just over this hill as Shui, but he's a solo player. He's probably not going to be pushing over this hill anytime soon.
No, not at all. We've now got Subslayer and Joshy making a very quick mad dash for Tedesco here, trying to pick them up. As we see Subslayer stop, I think he's doing some meds. Yeah, he did. He just took his med kit. He's going to heal up.
Oh my god, they got all 3 up. That's actually crazy they're able to do that. Really good stuff. Going into this late game as 3 is really important. The north side, though, is actually what I'm looking at next. There's a lot of teams that are here on this particular position, specifically the Chiefs holding back the guys on Squad 20, the guys on Archaic, but it looks like Dusty unable to make it in, but the rest of the guys able to skirt right above the Chiefs. They weren't able to stop them from crossing this road. This defilade is just too high, and now that they've gotten past here, this is now really awkward for this very, very defensive hold the Chiefs were sitting on.
Indeed, yeah. So we've got Chiefs sitting here. They've got all their vehicles up too, so they can easily make a dash for a building if they have to. Surrounded by Squad 20, 12, and to some degree, Squad 7 probably even have lines on them there if they step too far to their east.
Ooh, and the new zone actually has popped at this point. And looking at it real quick, Mr. Big there in the building from the lads is the only player that's really in a decent spot in the zone. I'm surprised the building's empty, but as I say that, shots ring on the north side.
Yeah, it's... Oh, critical motion getting taken out there by Death Malade. Looks like
really
Edge isn't gonna try and trade. He's going to try and get critical back up. He's going to prioritize getting... As Death sits behind that rock, he can't see Edge and critical, but if he does push, he is throwing a firebomb, but it does fall short.
Death falls back all the way back to that tree. He does make it as well. Peter Potato does not spot him over this ridge. But as that's happening, the Chiefs are forcing as well. The shrink does begin. They got to go right now. Death is catching Edge out, almost downing him. The shrink's happening. They have very little time to heal here. They need to finish these guys in Archaic off if they have any hope of getting into the zone.
And as we said, that Edge stopping to heal because he has taken a big hit there, and the zone is shrinking. They're on the mid side. They're on the super skinny side, but they're not on the fat side, which means they can outrun this zone where they are right now. Although they do need to make a move now because it is getting very close. As that Squad 20 still watching, they're not, and then they come across electricity as they're coming in, trying to make that line of electricity, sitting in the Harry Potter there, just ready, guns ready to tear down anything they see.
Just a warning, I think we might be on different like timestamps here. Let's see what happens with that. The Chiefs though now popping those smokes. They've been trying to run across into this field. Edge actually going off on his own while the rest of the Chiefs hold their ground here. And I guess the canary was popped there as saying, yep, the Wizard Tower can spot us through this spot. Not going to be surviving there. And he actually is finished off by Yavins off the far south side there.
Yep, Edge is out. Wiped out by the Squad 11, which is Tyrants Esports getting a lucky shot. Edge not expecting Tyrants to be sitting there proned over there on that hill.
This is a really rough game for everyone that's left.
Rifle too.
There's very little in play right now.
Yeah. Tainted Minds taking it much slower. We can see now on the edge there with just Joshy and Subslayer left. Looks like Tedesco did have a run-in with someone and got wiped out. We've also got Squad 10 with Twerkerfish sitting down, Music trying to get up to him to res him. As you said, Police Bay going 1v3.
Yeah, that worked about as well as I thought it would. That was pretty dang aggro. But at the very least, he was able to find a distraction for his teammates to get that res off. Twerkerfish will be fine. Same can be said for his teammate. Look at this new zone. Oh my god, there's nothing here. There's nothing to play.
As we say that, although he did get knocked out, he did take out the 2 players. So he took 2 for 1 from Squad 21 there. Knocking his 21 down to 1. So they'll be on a 2v1 against Twerkerfish. Against Twerkerfish and Music there.
This east side is going to be really, really important. A lot of teams have been forced into this direction, and now they're going to be all forced back west. The Chiefs do have critical motion down. They pop some smokes to try to get that, close off this line of sight, but it will not work. Subslayer will be able to use that Scar spot. Critical motion out. He'll be going out. Chiefs now left with 2 players. That being said, all these players that are on the east side, the Chiefs, on the far east, Tainted Minds, as well as on the far south, they're all going to push in somehow. And if you're on these edges, you're kind of all screwed equally. I don't see a way you get in. Honestly, on the far west side, that duo for Squad 11, I think that they're the only ones in that really have any semblance of cover.
Yeah, definitely. Also got Squad 7 with Big Dong Pom. He's playing it very safe, sitting in the building. He's gonna. I suspect he'll do what he did last game, where he just waits out that zone, even eats the blue bleed for a while, lets the players pass, and then just sneaks in at the back. But he does have Tainted Minds and Chiefs converging on him right now. And as we said,
that's not his problem, that's their problem.
Yeah, Tainted Minds and Chiefs getting very close to each other, watching Champs right now from his perspective to see what he sees. They know they're there. He sees Subslayer. He does clip his teammate though, trying to shoot subplay. His teammate taking hits, getting knocked out by Joshy. Subslayer is super low because of Joshy, because of Peter Potato. He has just healed straight away though, and yep, that is it. Joshy does a flank, gets the boys. That is Chiefs out. Tainted Minds coming through to the top 5 now, followed by Squad 11, 10s, 21 and 7, which respectively is Tyrants Esports, Kingdom Gaming, Spaghetti Tech, and one from the lads, with the boys from Tainted Minds still hanging on barely. Squad 11 in the best position here. Very, very chilled.
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't been playing this a little bit more aggressively, actually. They had a ridge that could cover their east side, but while this has been happening, Squad 10 has rolled in from their south side and are now on a flank here. So Squad 11 could have had hard cover and actually like use it to fight these players off. But now Kingdom Gaming has a flank, and all that Squad 11 has left is just these little bushes. I feel like they might have been able to play this a little bit better.
Yeah, Squad 11, I think maybe, yeah, I think you're right. They're playing definitely a bit too conservative here, because now they're on the opposite side of the zone. So now they're the ones at disadvantage compared to the rest of these teams, especially Squad 7's solo. He's very close to the zone already. The zone will start closing soon as well. 44 seconds for that zone.
There is not a single player in this game right now that is not prone.
That's it. Everyone is prone. It is now Prone Simulator 2018, brought to you by the ESL PUBG Global Qualifier. OC Group 1.
Exclamation point and sake. That's a meme right there. So surprisingly, Mr. Dong, shots being around the south side actually.
Yeah, Mr. Dong actually going to make it. As we say, that music comes across Quirky Monster. Quirky Monster going to sit here and finish him. But then Joshy with the headshot from the mini across on to Quirky Monster. So that's 2 players out there. Joshy now taking more shots here. Everyone's dead though. I'm not sure what he's shooting at. Just going to take a look.
It's real hard to see these bodies at this range. Hard differentiate between a body and a live player. They're actually running right on top of Big Dong now, though. That's
it. Subslayer standing up, running at Big Dong. Do they see him? They don't see Big Don yet, but I think Subslayer will see him very soon. Big Dong's perspective getting Subslayer. He's going to finish him too. And then Josh is going to knock Subslayer out too, leaving Tainted Minds with a solo against Twerk. And Twerkerfish takes out Joshy for Tainted Minds. It's 10 versus 11 here. Kingdom Gang versus Tyrants. Do they know they're so close to each other? I don't think they do. I don't think Twerker does. He's running back to the boys. He doesn't see them. He hears them, but I think it's too late, and that's it. Squad 11 from Tyrant Esports taking out the match there. Waiting for the scoreboard now to pop so we can.
I don't think it shows up.
I don't think it shows up for us in this spectate beta mode, unfortunately.
Yeah, we had to use the beta mode to get in here. And actually, I realized halfway doing that I was like 5 seconds ahead of you, so I kind of laid off the gas there. But Tyrants Esports, they were able to play that pretty dang well. I'm actually surprised they're able to get into the field. And partially the fact, due to the fact that Squad 10, Kingdom Gaming, did not use the ridges, the hard cover to prevent them from getting that field. They just meant that everyone after that was on an equal playing field. Everyone was just left to play prone. And after they realized that all these, they pretty much were the third-party masters. They let everyone else start the fights and said, all right, I know exactly where you are. Pow, pow, you're dead. Just go back down. And they did that 2 or 3 times. And that's all that it took for them to take the end of that game in that big old snake field.
Indeed. So with that, I'm not sure if we have any other matches after this. I will just check now. And we do. I am being told now we have 1 more match left. So we'll take a quick break. Queue up that match. We'll once again back with Group 1 for their 4th match. We'll,
Heck yeah.
Catch you. I'm Hyperion. This is Seal. We'll catch you in about 10 to 15 when that next match starts. We'll see you then.